Your four favorites are Parasite, SLC Punk, The Worst Person in the World, and Past Lives. My top choice for you is Tokyo Sonata. Like Parasite, it makes a statement about class and follows a family that's struggling financially. Like SLC Punk, music is a pretty important part of the story, it's just not punk music in this one. But the youngest son in this movie kind of has a rebellious punk attitude. Like The Worst Person in the World, the characters are experiencing this sort of dissatisfaction with their lives. And despite having some dark humor like Parasite, it also has some quiet emotional moments that kind of sneak up on you like Past Lives. A Brighter Summer Day explores class struggles like Parasite. It depicts youthful rebellion like SLC Punk. Since it's a coming-of-age film, it has that uncertainty about relationships and the future and embarking on a journey of self-discovery vibe like The Worst Person in the World. And like Past Lives, it reflects on how the passage of time shapes us. The Quiet Family, like Parasite, is a South Korean black comedy thriller about a family, and Song Kang-ho is in it. Although maybe this one leans more into horror than thriller. Speaking of Song Kang-ho, he's also the star of Memories of Murder, which was also directed by Bong Joon-ho, and you didn't have this one marked as watch, so I think you should check it out. Bong Joon-ho cited The Housemaid as an inspiration for Parasite. I feel validated because I was going to recommend High and Low because you like Parasite, and then I found out that Bong Joon-ho drew inspiration from this one when it came to how he created the contrast between the homes of the rich and the poor in Parasite. There are two Hirokazu Koreeda films that I want to recommend because you like Parasite. I always thought Shoplifters made a nice double feature with Parasite because even though they're different genres and have totally different tones, both films depict the lengths a family will go to just to survive while living in poverty. And Monster came to mind because I was trying to think of movies that have an unexpected genre shift like Parasite. I know people will disagree with me on this because if you do enough research before seeing a movie, then the genre may not be a surprise to you, but I knew nothing about Monster when I went to see it, and I thought maybe it was a horror movie or a thriller at first, and then it transformed into something entirely different. Speaking of unexpected genre shifts, again, maybe this is too subjective, but Le Bonheur had that same effect on me, and I really think you'd like this one because you've got some romance in your four favorites, and when I first started watching this movie, I was like, oh, this is just a sweet little romance film. And then it totally switched genres on me, and I was blown away by it. You saw most of my go-to recommendations for SLC Punk, but some other coming-of-age movies involving punk music or punk subculture that I think you'd enjoy are We Are the Best, Suburbia, Los Freakies, Out of the Blue, and Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains. Two movies that involve punk music like SLC Punk and depict a woman trying to figure her life out like the worst person in the world are Smithereens and Her Smell. Two movies that came to mind when I was thinking of the worst person in the world for the way they portray women navigating their lives are Licorice Pizza and The Green Ray. 5 centimeters per second is like an animated version of Past Lives for the way it follows two people who grew up together and then one of them moved away and then they gradually drift apart. I noticed you liked Before Sunrise but didn't have the other movies in the trilogy marked as watch. And I really think you'd like Before Sunset because it reflects on nostalgia and what could have been in a way that I think is comparable to Past Lives.